What's going on, guys? So we are back at, you saw the video about the vibration noise in the wall from the draft motor in the train furnace. We are back to replace that motor. So we'll get the power turned off and get this thing changed out. Doesn't take very long to do one of these, especially in not a terribly old unit where you don't have any rust or corrosion, screws locked in, screw heads rusted out, things along those lines. Make it a little difficult to get out. We're going to swap this thing out, and this should take care of the noise. Like I said, there was a vibrating noise in this motor when it ran, and we were getting some noise transfer through the cabinet to the blocks under the unit to the floor in the attic, and then that wall sits across here, and we were getting some noise that could be heard. The unit's been here for what, 4 years or so, 4.5. It didn't start until this year, so if it had been something from day one, it would have been a problem well before now. But for younger guys that are watching this and you're interested in learning a trade, I got to tell you, heating and air is a good one. You know, I didn't start doing this till I was 30 or 31, so you're never too old. I spent 7 years in the military in the 82nd Airborne Division, Fort Bragg. Got out of the military after 7 years and got into law enforcement. So I was a deputy sheriff for about 5 years. Went to school for this at night, and thank God I didn't stay in law enforcement, because those guys are having a hard time these days with the woke generation. We'll just leave it at that. But this is a good trade. I didn't really want to be doing electrical, didn't want to be doing plumbing, so I picked heating and air. Didn't want to do with appliances, because those things are dealing with washers and dryers and stoves, and just household appliances in general I think would be a little bit of a tedious task. It's a good trade, but I picked heating and air. And if you're going to do it, you'll enjoy it. But the majority of your experience is going to come from being out here hands-on and working, because I got to tell you, I don't reference a whole lot of things from school. It gives you a good background of the equipment, you know, knowing basic parts and electrical fundamentals, things like that, but troubleshooting problems in systems is not always found in a book. Almost hardly ever found in a book, unless you're using the service manual to get familiar with the equipment you're working on. But with all that said, you do need to have a somewhat decent mechanical aptitude and technical aptitude about yourself if you're going to do this, because it's a lot of common sense stuff. But you know, if you're not good at working with your hands, or your problem solving skills are lacking, for lack of a better word, and you struggle with the thought process and kind of being able to think through just a furnace, just the basic startup procedure on a furnace from start to finish, the order of operations, sequence of operations, and kind of know, you know, I'm getting point A to point B to point C, but I'm not getting to point D. Well, what's in between point C and point D? And now you're going to look in that area and you're going to typically find out your problem. Refrigerant cycles, things like that. That's a lot of hands-on experience. Furnaces, it's typically a part failure or airflow issues most of the time. So yeah, it's a good trade to get into, guys, but you have to, it's not all hands-on. You have to have some ability to use your mind and to think through things. But if you think you can do that and you want to put in the time, it takes a few years. You're not just going to start and be super tech after one season of heating and one season of cooling. It's going to take trial and error. And you've got to be able to learn from your experiences, learn from your mistakes, and then just build on that. It's also one of those trades that once you learn it and you become good at it, it's yours forever. Your skill and your ability belongs to you and no one else. And you can do a lot of things with that, whether you want to start your own business, do service work yourself, do install. And I'll be the first to tell you, I've never installed a system other than the one on my house. I started in service and maintenance, and that's where it's always been. I mean, I've helped a few times on some installs, but I'm primarily only good at one part of this, and that's the service side. You know, and I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I seem to do pretty good with being able to look at a system and diagnose a problem, spend some time with it, check different things, and 9 times out of 10 I come up with the right answer. And that's all. It didn't happen overnight. I made my mistakes and I learned from them, and tried not to make them again. But you have good days and you have bad days, so that's just part of it. Every day is not going to be an easy day. It's not going to go perfect. You know, you'll have days where you'll run 5 calls and you'll replace 3 capacitors, a contactor, and have to do an airflow adjustment. And then you'll have days where it just seems like nothing's going right, and you just have to take a deep breath and realize that that day will be over at some point, and you'll start from scratch tomorrow and do it all over again. But anyway, it's a good trade. They're never going to be able to send Amazon, Google, or a robot out to a house to diagnose a heating and air conditioning system, and much less fix it too. So you look at all the people that you see on the highways every day, working, walking, everywhere you go, whether it's the shopping center or your office where you work at, or around the people you work at. Everybody lives in a house, or an apartment, or a condo, or a townhouse. Everybody has heating and air. It's a very secure trade. It's a very secure industry to get into. So if you're thinking about it and you're on the edge, you know, there's good money in it. and it was late hours during the busy seasons, but there's good money in it, so keep it in mind. Because if you like working with your hands, you like using your brain, you like problem solving, and basically following something from start to finish and seeing the success. You know, you figure something out, you make an idea of what you need to do to get it fixed, and then that works. And it's just there's some satisfaction and some gratification in that. So, but you got to do what's best for you. So these are my little jumpers I made to jump out multiple things. The only thing I need right now is R and W. I'm going to run this thing real quick. And this one sounds a whole lot better than the other one did. A lot smoother. There's absolutely no vibration in this cabinet this time. Last time it was just vibrating. You could feel the transfer of noise through the cabinet to the block under the bottom to the floor. So we have success, gentlemen, and that's what it's all about. And if you don't have success, you try again until you get it figured out. That's just part of the trade. But there's much more gratification in doing this kind of work and being successful at it than there isn't. So if you're thinking about doing heating and air, study up on it a little bit. Go to your local tech school, see what kind of classes they offer. I'd recommend the classes. You do learn some things, your basic, components and electrical theories and things like that. But when you go to work part-time somewhere, if they'll let you while you're in school. We have guys like that where I work, where I'm at. I'm a supervisor for a 12-man service department, residential service department, for residential and commercial. But I've got 12 guys. We've got a few guys all the time that we're hiring and bringing in. We're going to probably add 2 more technicians. We're trying to get up to 15. But we'll go to the route where we get the guys coming out of the military programs where they do the HVAC training there, and then they come in, they work with us. The guys that are in tech school, they'll come in and work 2 or 3 days a week. They're in school the other days or at nights. So there's opportunities for you to be able to do that. You just got to wherever your area is, talk to different companies and see how they're willing to work with that. But we work with it, and it's turned out pretty good. But you're really going to get your experience out here putting your hands on it and working on it more than you're going to do that in school. So guys, success on this one. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, giveaway video, go check that out, and I hope you guys have a good day. This is just Monday, and we'll see what else. I've got a zone control and some sensors and things I need to replace on a unit in a couple of days. I'll get some video on that and explain that more then. But other than that, we fixed this lady's problem, so that's all you can ask for. Have a good day, guys. Like, subscribe.